Good morning, you guys. Alright, it is 27th of December. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or whatever you guys celebrate, if you do at all. Alright, for me, I'm not much of a celebrant of Christmas. I do, but I don't know, without getting into it, I have my reasons why I'm not so big on celebrating. It's not religious or anything. I have my reasons. I don't really make a big deal out of it like a lot of people do. So I'm not going to get into here. Alright, anyway, it is time to make our delivery we're going to be delivering at the Ralph's Distribution Center in Compton, California, South Central. And alright, so you guys see on my map there, if you're not too familiar, you can see LA, right at downtown LA here on my screen. Downtown LA is a little bit northwest of where we're at. We are currently southbound on the 605 freeway and coming up on the 5 right now. Right after that, we're going to have the 105, which goes across to the west over to LAX. And then not too long after that, we're like 5 miles away right now to get to the 91 freeway, which is the one we'll be using. Alright, you guys, I've been there quite a few times already. You guys have seen me even deliver there not too long ago. And we're going to be going back there. We got a chicken load that picked up from the Sanderson Farms plant in Bryan, Texas. I picked that one up on, what was it, Christmas Eve? It was supposed to pick up on Christmas Eve at 8 in the morning, but I made my last delivery at the HEB in Temple, Texas on the 23rd. Ended up swapping trailers with my buddy Alan there. If you guys don't know the story on that one, check out that video. It's already been posted. But and it turned out when I got my load assignment for my Bryan pickup, turned out the load was already ready for pickup on the 23rd. More than like 3/4 of a day or whatever it was, or better part of a day before it was supposed to be picked up. So I was a happy camper there. All right. So now you know what's going on here. We got something we can talk about. Alright, so you guys, a lot of times I use social media content as my muse for what to talk about, and today's going to be no exception. We got, there's some, I mainly use Facebook, particularly groups, but I also use Reddit, and sometimes to a certain extent YouTube as well. Funny, because I'm always posting on YouTube. I do actually watch YouTube videos, and either way, you ever get these posts where you might see some. It may or may not have some kind of media on there, like video or picture or whatever, but you get some kind of post where you get this thought, I'm just here for the comments. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sometimes it's just as entertaining to read the comments on a particular post as it is to see the post itself. Especially Reddit, it's especially good with this. You get a lot of kind of cheeky comments, I guess. Tongue-in-cheek kind of style. Well, I don't know why I'd say tongue-in-cheek, but there's some funny stuff that in relation to whatever the original post was. All right, so sometimes you get it where it's like I can't, this mix of people aren't reading the comments enough and causing posts and discussions to drag on a lot longer than they really need to, or having a lot more comments on them than they really should. Case in point, Facebook. I don't remember what group it was. It was a trucking related group, but anyway, there was a woman in the group who had posted 2 different pictures of Catskill tickets for the same load that she had. Long story short, the gross weights were off by, they differed by 1,880 pounds. Now all her weights were legal on both scale tickets, but she, let's see, I'll go and slide over because we're about 1.5 miles from 91. I know I want to stay in the left of the wait. Yeah, I think I'd prefer to stay in the left of the 91 exit lanes. So I think it might even be 1 lane over further to the right than I want to be here. Alright, anyway, though, you get to the question, because she was wondering, well, how did her weights get so far off from each other? Her gross weights, how'd they differ that much? Yeah, so you get the usual stuff like, that scale's out of calibration or something, or people saying you must have bought fuel or must have burnt a lot of fuel or something, or you got out of the truck. Stuff like this. And for one, it helps when people learn how to math. It doesn't take much to figure out when one scale ticket says 76,400 some odd pounds or whatever it was as a gross weight, and the other one says 74,600 something or whatever it was. Alright, so we want to get west on 91, but and this looks like the eastbound lane, but actually this splits into both sides here. So, and I don't want to be get pinched off by other drivers when we get on the interchange here, because that lane is going to terminate into this lane. So I like to make it the other driver's burden to merge safely with me, not the other way around, because four-wheelers particularly have a knack for not wanting to let me over. They'll squeeze me into the shoulder or whatever because they're not paying attention, or they're just assholes and don't care. All right, let's get moved over one more lane here, and we're 7 miles away. Not anyway though. That's 1,880 pound difference. So, man, even, actually I was even talking to my wife about this. And, some people are like, yeah, you got out of the truck. I'm like, even if you're obese, you're only going to weigh, what, 400 or 500 pounds or something only? Which is a lot. But, and it turned out I had a conversation with my wife about this post. And we got curious just how heavy is the heaviest person in the world, or was whatever, per Guinness record, whatever. And it turned out there was some dude who died in 1983 or whatever it was, age 43 or age 42ish or whatever. Dude weighed almost 1,400 pounds. So the heaviest person in history doesn't even weigh this much. So you can't possibly say it was someone getting in and out of the truck. Then in second, you must have bought fuel or burned off fuel, whatever. Well, yes again. Diesel fuel weighs about 7 pounds per gallon. Now there are drivers out there who think it's about 8. Nope, that is wrong. It's not that much. Now I was an aircraft mechanic. You guys know that for many years. We worked with, in the military, we used JP8 jet fuel, because I worked on jet aircraft. JP8 is basically a diesel 2 and diesel 1 or a kerosene mix. If you look online, I think it says gasoline and kerosene mix, but roughly the same weights. We regularly had to do conversions by the book, because we get our fuel from the POL trucks or the pit trucks that are, that give us our how much fuel we are putting on the aircraft in terms of gallons. But as far as the aircraft are concerned, we go by pounds. We don't go by gallons. So we have to do a conversion. It's 6.7 pounds per gallon that we use for JP8. Now, diesel alone, I think it's a little heavier, closer to 7. But it's not 8. Anyway, though, 1,880 pounds, divide that by 7, and it's 268 gallons. That's how much fuel you'd have to either add on to what you already had or burn off to end up with that much of a weight difference. Not going to buy that story, guys. There are trucks out here where they have pretty good sized tanks. Yeah, I think that the standard is usually about 200 gallons. My truck in particular only has 170 gallon capacity. But I know there are trucks out here, because I've had friends or other people tell me that our trucks have like 260 gallon capacity or something, or maybe even some out there with 300. But that's a lot of fuel there, and keep in mind too that you have unusable fuel as well. Usually you say about roughly 10% of your fuel capacity is unusable. Alright, so that's definitely not the case, but now I'm going to explain what the answer is on this, or what is most likely the reason why your scale tickets were off. One, she got both these tickets from 2 totally different CAT scales. I don't know how far apart they were from each other in distance, but she even said in previous comments, earlier comments, she replied to earlier comments saying, I need to slide over. No, she did not add more fuel. No, she did not get out of the truck. However, there's one little detail here that she did do that was wrong. And that was setting your brakes while you're on the CAT scale. Every CAT scale you'll find, when you get up to the comm box thing, there's a set of instructions right there on the comm box. One of those steps is do not set your brakes. Do not set your brakes. There's a reason for that, guys. Don't set your brakes, because what you do is, if you set them, they say you can bind up the. I got time I got to burn here anyway, and we're not too far away, so I'll probably camp out here behind this garbage truck, even though I don't want to be doing 45 with them. But yeah, I got time I have to burn. I'm gonna be here a little bit early. We'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, it turned out, as I mentioned, did you set your brakes, or did you have them released? And then she said she had them set. I'm like, well, there's your problem right there. You're not supposed to set your brakes. It even says right there on the CAT scale instruction not to do it. And someone else had mentioned that he had experimented one time, with the same load and everything, and the same CAT scale, everything, and did experimenting with like setting brakes and not setting brakes and this and that, whatever. And he said he was able to get his weights to differ by as much as 2,500 pounds by doing nothing more than screwballing around with his brakes. I need to move left one more lane, but gotta wait on these guys. Come on, guys. Alright. Okay, we need to use the Wilmington Avenue exit, which is 1.5 miles away from here. Alright, so that was the problem here. Now, that should have killed the discussion pretty quickly after that. But did it? No, it didn't. What happened after that was, about a day or two later, you're still getting more people in there. Yeah, you must have bought fuel or got, or something wrong with the scale, or you got out of the truck, or all these stupid comments that you might have, like, you know, you can have a post with like 500 comments and find out that only about 20 of them are actually unique. It amazes me. Like, dude, learn how to freaking read before you add your stupid comments, alright? Why do people do that shit? Don't be lazy. Oh, I don't have time to look through that shit. Yeah, you do. If you got time to post your 2 cents and you have time to at least look at some of the comments, you know, and if someone else has already posted the same damn comments that you're going to post, then why even waste your time posting it? That's what I do. And that was one of those, I'm here for the comments. You know, I could speculate on what the, you know, cause of her issue was, but there were missing details that were needed, and, you know, ended up getting them, you know, for what we could. Let me get zoomed in here for you guys. I forgot to do that. It's all right. As you guys see here, we're going to be making a left here on the Wilmington, and then we'll be right there on the right side will be Ralph's. Now, we're about 15 minutes early. I left the house because I got to the house yesterday morning around 4 o'clock. About 4 in the morning. And I left the house this morning about 4 to come over here, knowing it takes roughly, in good conditions, a little bit less than 2 hours, which is exactly it, hour and 45. However, I left with the assumption that there'll probably be a traffic delay here, at least 1 or 2 traffic delays somewhere, whether it's just regular commute traffic or maybe some incident somewhere. Turned out the whole 90-mile trip from my house to here, not one damn thing going on here. There's a decent amount of traffic out here, as you see, but it was moving fine all the way down here. So I didn't end up having any delays whatsoever coming down here. I guess that's a nice thing about Christmas week. All right. Now, there's a spot on the curb over here. There's not much room there, but there is a little bit there where we're going to swing wide here for this traffic in the inner lane. Yeah, you see a truck right up in front of us, parked up there. I don't know if you can see it, but I can. If there's room behind him, I'm going to park there just long enough to where because I can't check in until 6 a.m. And we got 15 minutes left before that, so yeah, I'll just stop behind this guy. Look like there's enough room there where I can stop behind him, and I think, oh, maybe not. I can't tell. No, there's no room there. Not enough room. All right, so, and then this car just passed me in the same lane. Right here, this driveway is the one I need, but there's no room to park, so not a big deal. What I'm going to go ahead and do, because right here is where we're going to check in. What I'm going to do is come up here. Let me slide over to the next lane. There's an industrial park right over here. Once you get here past Victoria, you're entering Carson. There are a bunch of warehouses right over here to our right. So what I'm going to do is make a right turn onto this street right over here. It's Charles Willard Street. There actually are a couple of 2 or 3 customers over here in this park here that I have been to, including General Mills. Who was it? What was that other one? Well, they're no longer there, but I can't remember the name of that. Can't remember the name of the. I'm getting some of the LTL carriers stuck in my head when it's not what I want. There's a particular truckload carrier, Seva Logistics. I don't know, CEVA, or however you pronounce that word. I don't know. They used to have a facility over here. I don't think they're here anymore because the place where I remember picking up from. Back when it was my Cedar England days, they don't have, the place that I thought I remembered picking up from them at is no longer them. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, just going to go ahead and stop here in Median, put 4 ways on, and we'll just hang out here and wait until it's time to go check in. Alright guys, we are ready to check in now. It is, we got a couple minutes to go here, but should be right at 6 a.m. by the time we're at the guard shack. Alright, let me get my map back up for you guys. Okay, so we're going to make a right turn here. This is Victoria. Same street that I was talking about earlier. There's a 4-wheeler coming up, but they're coming kind of fast. Is that a motorcycle? Yeah, that's a motorcycle. Look like they were possibly riding a little bit too fast, but it's hard to tell. That's the problem with one headlight, is it's harder to judge speed than it is when someone has 2 lights. Alright, let me get moved back to... So I was looking up something else. So you can see where we're at. Let me get the satellite view up for you guys as well. Alright, there we go. Okay, now I am going to need to make a left turn, but... yeah, and you see there are 2 left turn lanes here. Now I am going to need... I don't want to be in the inner lane. Alright, let's see. There's nobody over in there, and I need to come over this way anyway, so... Alright, so right here where this Ralph sign is at is where our guard shack is at. Now, when you check in, there are 2 lanes you can use here. I don't know why this other guy's using the same lane as the other guy, but you can use either lane. Make sure you have your reflective vest on when you check in. It is required. Yeah, Superior Farms, I don't know if this guy knows you can use both lanes, so. But yeah, I'm no stranger to being here, so that's why I'm coming over here instead. We'll come all the way up to the stop sign up here. Well, I'm going to stay a little bit left here. That way, when this guy goes to leave, he'll have room to maneuver around me, no problem. Alright guys, we are checked in now. We got a dock door assignment right away, door 332. Now, don't do like what this guy here did. He doesn't have a safety vest, and now it's a problem he's running into. Is there? I don't think they're going to give him a door assignment until he gets his vest. I don't have an extra one to give him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a problem with helping him. The other thing, though, is he came up to check in while he was still back there at the first stop sign. Don't do that, guys. Wait till you get up here to the stop sign that I was at when you're checking in. Otherwise, if you get several other trucks trying to come into the lot to check in at the same time, they're going to get trapped out there in the street because you're checking in where you're not supposed to be checking in. And use both lanes. That's why they have the 2 lanes there, so they can kind of keep the people checking in further in, far enough in where other truck traffic trying to come in can do what they need to do. Okay, now we're going to be docking into the 300 row. This area, this place is famous for the 400 row, which is the row we just left. We call that the Wall of Shame row. Now, normally when I dock in over on this side, I'll typically park over in those, that staging area that you just saw me pass by on the other side of the guard shack. And then I'll walk my bills over to the lumper shack, which is in the middle of the 400 row. And then after that, I usually come over here to dock in. But I'm going to go ahead and dock in first. And we're going to have an easy time here because all I see are drop trailers, and my door should be over here by this Food for Less, if I'm not mistaken. I usually do end up docking over here. There's, now, chilled meats are usually, I'm going to be 2 doors over from Food for Less. Chilled meats are in this section here, and then frozen meats are on the other section. And then dairy and, like beverage kind of stuff goes on the 400 row. Alright, I got a wire seal, so I'm going to need my cable cutter or wire or bolt cutters, whatever. Get doors open and then we'll dock it in here. Alright, so when you dock in here, if there are trucks already docked in, you're going to have a bit of a time getting in. You're going to need someone. Usually, it doesn't matter what side of the building you're on. What I usually end up doing is having whoever's to your left disconnect from their trailer. I'm going to wait on this, Rich. Second thought. Put it off. Not too far, but come on, get it back up or not? There we go. We're good. Let me get that wheel cock out of the way. See that? Oops. Shag driver's being polite and waiting, but he doesn't know that I don't need to pull forward, so that's why I always give hand signals or whatever you can to let them know, so they can go about what they're doing as quickly as they can. Once you know for sure you don't need to do anything. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from my trailer, and I'm going to bobtail back over to the 400 row. I'm not going to show that part of the what I'm doing here in the interest of keeping the video relatively reasonably short. So, and when we're docking out, we're going to go right past there anyway. So we'll show you that on the way out of here. Okay. Otherwise, but yeah, I'm just going to disconnect, bobtail around, turn in my bills, then we'll come back over here. Alright guys, we are done unloading here. Already paid the lumper fee as well. I'm gonna check out this way since the next door over is vacant. There's plenty of room for my trailer to clear this guy over here. Am I gonna clear that thing? Yeah, it looks like I'm good. Yeah, we're good. Alright, so we got a winner here. Trailer is verified empty. Gonna go around to the other side to pick our bills up though. Paid a $166 lumper fee today. Not too bad. Actually, for a lot of places, that's a somewhat decent price. Not great, but yep. Let's wait on this guy here. Okay. Alright, good to go here. Now let's figure out what the shag driver's doing here. Look like he's looking to drop. Alright. Yeah, I think he's waiting on me so he can drop in that spot over there. So get out of the way here. Alright, all in all, not too bad here. It's 8:27, I had a 7 a.m. appointment time. I got checked in, a little bit after 6. So, not even going to be here long enough to get any kind of detention pay. Detention pay doesn't kick in until 9, which is 2 hours after my appointment time. It's really not bad. They were actually, when I got back around to the other side after turning my bills in, they were already unloading my trailer by the time I hooked back up. So they got done with the unloading fairly quickly. It was just, the process that goes into after they've already pulled it out of my trailer, where there was any kind of time taken. It probably took roughly an hour or whatever between when they pulled the freight and when they were ready to send me my LEPR info. You guys gotta understand though, just because they pull the freight doesn't mean that the unloaders who are pulling it are done with your. I gotta watch this guy here. Make sure my door clears his mirror and I stay clear of everything else here. Yeah, we're good. Alright. Yeah, because they still have to do check quality and inventory everything, and then usually restack everything as well, and either move the restacked product to another pallet or it goes into another trailer, whatever. So alright, we're gonna stop right here and check out with get our bills, and be back in a bit. Alright guys, we're gonna go. Oh, I forgot to turn my reefer unit off, but that's alright. I gotta have my doors open while I'm checking out anyway. I can always turn it off when we get up here to the yard shack. Alright, so I guess what are we doing next? I'm gonna be going on home time after this, so I'm gonna actually I got a buddy of mine who also drives for us. He's actually parked in Ontario right now in between drops. I'm gonna go over there and pick him up. He's good friends with my wife and I both, and we're gonna after that I'm gonna go fill my reefer unit up, get it washed out, and then go drop it in our drop the trailer in the drop yard, and then bobtail from there back up to my house. Alright, so that's what's going on here. I'll be back on the road probably sometime on the 30th of December. So plan on seeing me again sometime around then. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and call this a day though. Otherwise, alright, thanks for hanging out, and alright, we'll see you guys on the next one. Alright, peace.